Welcome to my page. My name is Sam, and today I'm going to be doing a postpartum workout here. I am 6 weeks postpartum now. This is going to be body weight only. We have 8 exercises. We're going to do them about 30 seconds each. I'm not going to use the timer today because I'm going to be talking a little bit, and so I'm not going to rush through it every 30 seconds, but if you do it on your own, you don't want to listen to me, you can do each exercise for 30 seconds exactly. So we're gonna come down, we're gonna start on the floor, and the first exercise we're gonna do is a bird dog. The reason being that the first exercise in this circuit is bird dog is because it's going to be a lot for core activation and get our whole body warmed up and activated for the following moves. Okay, so we don't need anything today except if you have a band, I'm gonna show you the option that I'm gonna do with you today for an advanced bird dog. So for a bird dog, you come on your knees, right underneath your hips, your wrists, and elbows, shoulders are all stacked in alignment here. And we're gonna come right up, pull those abdominals in nice and tight, brace the core. You're gonna push your shoulder blades up into the ceiling. You don't wanna have those shoulder blades poking out and your chest pushing to the floor. You wanna retract that scapula, and then hold it nice and tight. We're gonna lift opposite arm, opposite leg here. Ooh, I knew I was gonna have a little bit of stuff on my way. Try and work in small spaces with a lot of equipment. So we're gonna inhale, exhale. As we inhale and exhale, we're still keeping our core tight. Now you could stay here for about 30 seconds or even a minute, alternating, or you can take it to level 2 here. So I'm gonna show you with the band. I have a loop around my foot. I'm holding with the opposite arm, and I'm gonna stay on one side here. So I'm gonna reset up, knees underneath hips, reactivate my core, upper back, and I'm gonna pull the band and push the band in opposite directions. You're also gonna feel your hamstrings, your glutes activate. So we just went from level 1 to about level 3, right? You can always start with just your foot and just your hand, right, at one time. And then when you feel ready, you'll keep going. Now, if you have low back pain when doing this, your core might not be ready. If you're twisting, in other words, your hips are twisting from side to side, I'll show you what I mean by that. By this, right, you're not staying square, your hips aren't staying square with the floor. That might be a sign you're not ready yet. If your chest starts dipping, if something's hurting and not in a good way, right, then you know you might not be ready yet. Do about 6 to 8 per side here, or you can do 30 seconds each. Right, you're gonna feel that your core's activated, your legs are now woke up, your shoulders are even feeling that, especially if you're postpartum and you haven't been doing any weights, your shoulders are gonna be feeling that. Now we're coming into body weight squats here. So feet a little wider than shoulder width apart here. We're coming all the way down, all the way up. Now, with postpartum training or with the beginning of training, in any situation, if you're a beginner, you always have to start with stable exercises, right? You have to be able to move in a stable environment and an unweighted environment, right? So I don't have any weight, I'm moving, my feet are stable, they're both on the ground. Until this looks perfect, till it feels perfect. You can't add weight, okay? You can't go anywhere else with this. Until your form looks perfect, right? Your hips are sitting back, your core is embraced, your low back might have a small arch, but nothing big, right? Your chest isn't dipping forward. You're able to keep your chest up and your shoulders back. You're able to keep your knees out, right? Your knees aren't caving. Because if you imagine, if I'm already caving in this position without added weight, imagine what a dumbbell or a barbell would do. See how out of shape I am? I'm out of breath doing body weight squats. Y'all know that would not be the norm for me. So you gotta start somewhere, y'all. We're gonna shake that out. So we're actually gonna add a little bit of a cardio element here. Okay, now you can start with jumping jacks, one leg. Y'all, you might want to start here, okay? Nothing wrong with it. If you're feeling comfortable, So you can take this to about maybe 30 jumping jacks or 30 seconds. I'm already kind of shaky because you gotta start somewhere. All right, so our next movement, we have back stepping lunges. So we start with back stepping lunges because they are the most stable besides a stationary lunge. So stationary lunge just means that we stay here, right? That's gonna be for the video for 3 to 4 weeks postpartum, but I'm going to move them today, make them more dynamic. So yes, less stable. So if they don't feel stable, stay with stationary lunges on each leg about 30 seconds. Notice my form here. Feet come right underneath our hips and that leg goes straight back. A lot of people always want to lunge in a line, right? But that actually throws your hips out of alignment. Your hips aren't in a line, right? That's not how they are anatomically. So straight back, you drop into those 90-degree angles in the knees. So from the side here, right? Oh, trying to look at myself. Clearly I'm not ready for that. Big step back, drive the heel up. You do not have to drop the knee to the floor, okay? Do not need to go there, but you do need to hit about 90 degrees. This front knee right over the ankle and the front of the leg. Also still want to make sure that this knee's not caving, right? Sometimes this knee caves in lunge too. Another sign that you might not be ready to move them and you might need to stay stationary. Okay, I'll do a few of those here. Feet are flat on the floor in the front, but still driving through that front heel. Chest is lifted and your body's dropping straight down, right? We don't want any forward movement, okay? Our body is right over top of our hips, okay? The weight is over the glutes. That's what we want to work here too. Glutes, not just the thighs. All right, so our next move, we're gonna come down for push-ups. So if you are just getting started, push-ups were hard before you had a baby. You're gonna wanna start in a kneeling position here, right? Very modified push-up. Otherwise, come all the way out to modified plank. Embrace that core, shoulder blades retracted, shoulders away from the ears here. Inhale, exhale. This should and will feel challenging. Try to come all the way down. You could also incline your body right on a bench or chair from the knees. This is another modification you could take. Then we're gonna come for some stand-ups. So we're gonna start on our knees here. We're gonna drive through the heel and stand up. So it's almost like a lunge. It is a lunge, form of a lunge, right? This is a functional movement, getting up from the ground. I bet you've already tried to get up from the ground with the baby and did this exact movement, right? I'm gonna do about 6 to 8. I'll switch sides, or you can go 30 seconds per side. Oh, the sun's starting to set. I know I picked a great time for video. It's always sunny in South Texas. Come on, keep coming. Drive through the heel, ankle, knee are in alignment. Yes, I wasn't counting much, but you get the drift. Come in, tricep push-ups off of a bench, off of a chair, another body weight movement. Great for the upper body. Shoulders are down, right? Retracted down, scapula, lats are engaged. If your shoulders are up here at your ears, your lats aren't engaged. Modified, right? We want those knees bent. Highly doubt you're gonna want those legs extended right now. You might get 5, you might get 6, you might get 15. You might go for 30 seconds, okay? Do what you can today. Exhale. In your nose, out your mouth. All right, last movement, we're gonna come down. We have a bear. So it's very similar to how we started with bird dog. Knees underneath our hips, hands underneath our shoulders. We're gonna lift and lower to start. Lift and lower. So we're pulling that lower abdominal in and driving it up. Now, this feels good. Come up, shoulder tap, drop. Come up, shoulder tap, and drop. Lift. Right? So we want to be stable first. If you don't feel stable, then there's no shoulder tap. Right? Instability would mean this is happening. We're not going for a set out. Up, tap, drop. Up, tap, drop. Option, just stay. Okay? Another option here to also get those hamstrings stretched. If you're on your last set or your last circuit, or let's say this is the only round you're gonna do, you can do the downward dog toe tap. So lift and engage, press the hips up and stretch. I'm gonna hold it a little longer now. Just stretch. So drive those heels into the ground. You wanna actually pull, feel the stretch through the shoulder blade. Release, and then switch. Switching, feel the hamstring. You're gonna feel that shoulder blade stretch and release. You can just stay in this down dog position. Press your arms, your head through your arms. Feel that stretch in the chest. Right, you only have to do this if this is the last round you're gonna do, or if this is the only round you're gonna do. Of course, the sun is directly in my eyes. The one negative about moving outside. Great lighting, but sometimes it's too sunny. You gotta walk those feet in. But y'all, sometimes I don't have any other time of the day. You mamas know what I'm talking about. Roll that body up. We're gonna grab one quad here. Now, we wanna really feel this quad stretch, and trust me, you're gonna feel it, okay? And then you're gonna feel that hip flexor stretch probably even too, because you're probably that tight from sitting, feeding baby, nursing, sitting on the couch with baby, holding the baby, whatever. Right, holding the baby and nursing, it's all in this position, right? So everything on the front of us gets tight. Our hips get tight, right? Our shoulders and upper chest, our chest gets tight, right? Switch legs. And then unfortunately what happens from all that sitting too is your glutes are gonna get weaker, right? So that's why you wanna do those bird dogs. If you can do the banded bird dogs, you wanna do those glute kickbacks even if you're ready for them. Right, booty band, if you're ready to booty band anything. Right, maybe the body weight squats, you're like, body weight squats feels easy now. Put the band on, go from there. The band feels easy, step up to a dumbbell. Right, the idea is just to progress. You need to be stable, you need to be able to move stable, then you can move more dynamic. I'm gonna come down into a very deep squat stretch here. Feel the hip flexors. Adductors stretch. Those adductors are going to be tight too from all that sitting. Adductors, those inner thighs. It's like 90 out still right now, 5 o'clock. And then roll up one time here. A little upper body stretch here. We're going to start the shoulders one at a time. We need to definitely open up that chest too. So if you have a wall, right, put your right arm on the wall, hand on the wall, and then turn away from that right arm, right? And this is parallel with the ground right now. I'm not up high, I'm not down low, I'm just parallel with the floor. You can switch feet and turn through it too. And then we'll switch sides. Other side, open it up. If you're not sweating, move outside. If it's still hot out, you'll definitely be sweating. You can try that switch and turn. And release. So that's where we're going to start at 6 weeks. You can do this 2 to 3 times this week. You can do it again next week, and then from there we're going to start adding different things. So just stay tuned.